Hello friends, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to do a market analysis on Forex, commodity, indices and cryptos markets. In Forex, we will talk about major Forex pairs, which are AUDUSD, New Zealand USD, EURUSD, GBPUSD, USDCAD and USDJPY. In commodities, we are going to talk about natural gas, US oil, silver and the gold. And in indices, we are going to talk about S&P 500 and US 30. And in cryptos, we are going to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we are going to analyze the market on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. So accordingly, we are going to discuss about the potential trading setups on the daily and the 4-hour charts for all these assets. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, we are going to start with the AUDUSD daily time frame. So starting from here, we have the low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then the price broke and close above the previous high, and because the price broke and close above the previous high, so we are expecting, or like we can expect, a beginning of a new uptrend here. But in order to confirm the uptrend, we need some more high highs and higher low structures. So if we talk about the possible trading setup in this market on the daily time frame, then if the price gives us a break and close above this high in order to give us a new high, then we can wait for a pullback into the broken zone and look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the setup which we can focus on the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour, as you can see, starting from here, we have the high low, high low, and then we have the high low, high, and then the price gives a break and close below the previous low. So we made low, lower high, and then lower low. So as you can see, the price is bearish on the 4-hour chart. And so if you talk about possible trading setup on the 4-hour chart on AUDUSD, then if the price pull back higher into the previous resistance zone, or you can say the lower high of this downtrend, then we can look for some kind of indications to go short on AUDUSD on 4-hour chart. This is going to be the setup that we can focus on the 4-hour. Next, we are going to talk about New Zealand USD. New Zealand USD, starting from here, we can say it's low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Let's start it again. Starting from here, we have the low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, same high, lower low, and then the price broke and close above the previous high. So again, same like the AUDUSD, because we broke and close above the previous high, so we are expecting a beginning of a new uptrend. But in order to confirm the uptrend, we need some high highs and higher low structure. If we talk about possible trading setup, probable trading setups on the daily time frame, then because the price has pulled back into the previous broken zone, or you can say the recent broken zone, then if we find some kind of rejections to the upside in the lower time frame, which is H1 and H4 in this case, then we can take long trades. So this is going to be the trading setup that we can focus on daily time frame. And if you go to the 4-hour chart, then let's see what's happening on the 4-hour. So starting from here, we have the high low, high low, high low, high, and right now the price is exactly into the previous low, or you can say the higher low of the 4-hour uptrend. So right now, if we find like some kind of rejections to the upside on the lower time frame, which is H1 or minute 15, then we can take long here. So if we talk about possible trading setup, if we find some kind of rejections here, we can take long. That's going to be the first setup. And if that doesn't happen, if we do not find any long opportunity here, and the price gives us break and close below the previous low, below this strong support zone, then we can wait for a pullback into the broken zone and look for some kind of indications to go short in this market. So these are the two possible setup that we can focus on for our chart on New Zealand USD. Next, we are going to talk about EURUSD. Euro USD. Starting from here, we have low, lower, high, low, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, same high, and then the price was rejected and moving downward as we expected in the last week video. Anyways, right now the price is between this high and this low. So because we are making lower low and lower high, so we are in a downtrend. And if we talk about the probable trading setup in this market, and if the price like pull back again into the previous resistance or the lower high of this downtrend, then we can look for some kind of indications to go short. This is going to be the one setting, like one setup. But if the price keep going lower and hit this support zone, then we can look for some kind of bounce on the daily time frame, and accordingly just look for some kind of trading setup on the H4 and the H1. And as it's a daily time frame, and small bounce, even a small bounce on the daily time frame is going to be more than enough to have our target hit on the H4 and H1. So this is going to, although this is going to be a counter trend trade because the price is in a downtrend on the daily, and we are looking to go long on H4 and the H1. So it's going to be a counter trend trade, but we can focus on this trade as well. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on daily time frame. Now let's talk about what's happening on the H4. So for the H4, starting from here, we have the high low. So higher high, higher low, high high, high low, and then we have the higher high, and then the price breaking lows below the previous low. Then we had a lower high, lower low, lower high, and right now the price broken lows below the previous low. So now we are making lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour chart. So we are bearish on the 4-hour. So if we talk about the probable trading setup on the 4-hour chart, then we can wait for the price to pull back into the previous resistance or the previous high or the lower high of this downtrend. And if we find some kind of rejections to the downside, then we can look to go short. Also, we can see that this is a strong zone because it has been retested multiple times. So it's a good zone to look for shorting opportunity on the 4-hour chart on USD. So next we are going to talk about GBPUSD. GBPUSD, as you can see on the daily time frame, the price looks bearish. Starting from here, we have low, lower high, low, low, same high, and since then the price is between this high and this low. But still, we are making lower lows and lower highs, so we are bearish on the daily. And if we talk about the trading setup, and if the price pull back higher into the previous resistance or the lower high of this downtrend, then we can look for some kind of indications to go short on GBPUSD daily time frame. This is going to be one possibility, one scenario. And if not that, then we can also wait for the price to like keep falling down and give us break and close below these lows. In that case, the price hit this support zone, which is like a retested multiple times in the past. It's a very strong zone. So although it will be a counter trend opportunity, but we can look for this kind of opportunity. It's a strong support zone if the price keeps falling, so we can expect some kind of bounce in this zone. And as I mentioned earlier, that a small bounce on the daily time frame is going to be like more than enough to hit our target on the H4 and the H1. So once price approaches this zone, we can go to lower time frame H4 and H1 and look for some kind of rejections to the upside to go low. So this is going to be an opportunity, like another trading setup. Also, once the price gives break and close below this low, then we can also wait for a pullback into the broken zone and then look for some kind of a trading opportunity to go short. So these are the three scenarios that we can focus on, that we can keep in our mind uh, on GBPUSD. Now let's talk about what's happening on the 4-hour chart on GBPUSD. Now starting from here, we have the high low, high, low, high, same low, and then we have another high, and right now the price is right into the previous low. So this is a support zone. If you find some kind of rejection to the upside in the time frame H1 and minute 15, then we can take a long. So if we talk about so as we can see, the price is consistently making high highs and higher lows. So we are bullish on the GBPUSD on the 4-hour chart. So if we talk about the possible trading setup, then right now we are into the previous low or the higher low of this uptrend. So if we find some kind of indications and rejections to the upside, so we can go low. And if that doesn't happen and the price gives break and close below, then below this low, then we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone, and then look for some kind of indications to go short in this market. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on 4-hour chart on GBPUSD. Next, we are going to talk about USDCAD. USDCAD. So as we can see, USDCAD looks bullish. Now let's start from here. We have the high, low. So it's a high, low, and then we have the higher high, higher low, a higher high, and you can see the price is now between this high and this low. So as we are making higher highs and higher lows, so we are bullish. And if we talk about the probability trading setup on the daily time frame, then we can focus on if the price pull back lower into the previous low, or you can say the higher low of this uptrend, then we can look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be one probability. The second probability is if the price keeps going higher. Excuse me, guys. So if the price keep going higher, this is going to be a resistance zone. So although this will be a counter trend trade, but we can look for a counter trend trade on the lower time frames, that is H1 and H4. So if the price keep going higher, so once the price hit this zone, we can go to lower time frame H4 and H1 and look for some kind of indications to go short. And as I mentioned earlier as well, like this is going to be a strong zone, strong resistance zone. So we can expect some kind of rejections here on the daily, and even a full rejections on the daily will be enough to hit our target on the H4 and H1. So this is going to be a counter trend trade which we can focus on. So these are the two scenarios that we can focus on USD CAD daily chart. Now let's talk about what's happening on 4-hour chart. So in terms of 4-hour, let's start from here. We have the high, it's a high, low, it's a higher high, lower low, price broke and closed below the previous low. Then we have a lower high as compared to the previous high. We have the lower high and lower low, a low as compared to the previous low, and then price broke and closed above the previous high. So we made a higher high and then a higher low, which is higher as compared to the previous low, and now the price broke and closed above the previous high, so we made a higher high. So as you can see on 4-hour chart, we are making higher highs and higher lows, so we are bullish. Now if we talk about overall trading setup, then we can wait for the price to pull back lower. It's better if the price push a bit higher, and then we can wait for a pullback lower into the recent broken zone, and then find some kind of indications or rejections to the upside to go long. This is going to be the overall trading setup that we can focus on 4-hour chart on USD CAD. Next, we are going to talk about USDJPY. So USDJPY starting from here, we can say it's a low, lower high, lower low, same high, lower low, same high, and right now the price is between this high and this low. But as we are consistently making lower lows and lower highs, so we are bearish, we are in a downtrend. And if we like to talk about probable trading setup on USDJPY, then if the price pull back higher into the previous resistance zone, or you can say the lower high of this downtrend, then we can look to go short in this market. This is going to be the first setup. The second setup is if the price keep going higher and give us a break and close above all these highs, then we can wait for a pullback, or like you can say, wait for a pullback in the recent broken zone, and then look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the second possibility. And third probability is if the price keeps falling lower and give us a break and close below this low, then we can wait for the price to hit the support zone and then expect some kind of bounce on the daily. And again, a little bounce on the daily is going to be more than enough to hit our target on the H4 and the H1. So once the price hit this zone, we can go to H4 and H1 and look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the possibility. Also, once the price gives us a break and close below this low, and we can wait for some kind of pullback into, like the price give us break and close below this low, then we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone and then look for some kind of indications to go short. So these are the different scenarios that we can focus on for our chart on USDJPY. Next, we are going to talk about commodities, and in commodities, we are going to start with the natural gas. So let's check what's happening on the natural gas. As you can see, price is bullish, making consistently higher highs and higher lows. Starting from here, we have the higher low, then higher high, higher low, and then the price broke and closed above the previous high, made a higher high. So as the price is making higher highs and higher lows, so we are bullish, and so we will look only for long trades. Now, in terms of trading opportunity, we can wait for the price to pull back lower, into this previous, or you can say recent broken zone, and then find some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be on the trading setup that we can focus on the daily. And now, if we talk about like 4-hour chart, then starting from here, we have the high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low. And then the price broke and closed above the previous high, and right now it is in the recent broken zone. So as we can see, price is consistently making higher highs and higher lows. So we are bullish, and so we are looking for long trades. So in terms of trading opportunity, because price is right into the recent broken zone, so if you find some kind of indications and rejections to the upside on the lower time frame, which is H1 and minute 15, then we can take long. This is going to be the first trading setup. The second one is if the price doesn't find support here and keep falling down and retest the previous low, or you can say the higher low of this uptrend, then there also we can look for some kind of indications to go long. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on natural gas on the 4-hour chart. So next we are going to talk about US oil. On the US oil, first we will talk about what is happening on the daily chart. So we are going to start from here. We say it's a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and right now the price is between this high and this low. So as we are making lower lows and lower highs, so we are bearish. And if we talk about probable trading setup, then we can wait for the price to pull back higher into the previous resistance zone, or you can say the lower high of this downtrend, and then look for some kind of indications to go short. So this is going to be the like a trading setup that we can focus on US oil. Now let's talk about what's happening on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, starting from here, we can say it's a high, low, high, 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 low, and then we have the higher high and same low, then higher high, and these two lows are the same as the previous one. So this is the same low, and then the price broke and close above the previous high. So as we can see, price is making like higher highs and higher lows. So we are bullish, and so we are going to look only for long trades. Now, if we talk about the possible trading setup on US oil, then we can wait for the price to pull back lower into the recent broken zone and then look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the trading setup that we can focus on 4-hour chart on US oil. Next, we are going to talk about silver. Silver, let's see first of all what's happening on the daily. Starting from here, we have the low, lower high, lower high, lower low, and still the price didn't close below this one, so we cannot consider it a lower high. Anyways, price is consistently making lower lows and lower high, so we are bearish, and so we are looking for bearish for like short trades only. So if we talk about the probable trading setup on silver, then as we can see, it's a strong support zone, and if we find a break and close below the previous low and the strong support zone, then we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone and then look for some kind of indications to go short in this market. This is going to be the setup that we can focus on the daily time frame. Now let's check what is happening on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, starting from here, we can say it's low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, as the price moving close below the previous low. So as we can see, consistently we are making lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour chart, so we are bearish. And if we talk about the probable trading setup, although it's a like strong daily zone as we saw, so we should be very cautious while taking like a short trade in this market. But in terms of the trading setup, we can wait for the price to pull back higher into the previous resistance or the lower high of this downtrend. And as we can see, this zone has been retested multiple times in the past as well, so we can look for some kind of shorting opportunity in this market as I mentioned here. So next we are going to talk about gold, and we are going to start with the daily chart. So starting from here, we have the low, lower high, low, low, same high, and the price got rejected from the zone as we expected in the last week video. So as you can see, price is making lower lows and lower highs, so we are bearish, and so we can look for short trade in this market. Now if we talk about the probable trading setup on the gold on daily, then we can wait for the price to pull back higher into the previous resistance and then look for some kind of indications to go short. This is going to be the probable trading setup that we can focus on. So now let's check what's happening on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, starting from here, we have the high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, and then the price broke and closed below the previous low. Then we have a lower high, which is lower than the previous high, and now the price broke and closed below the previous. So as we can see, then the price is making lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour chart. So we are looking for short trade. Now, like if we talk about the probable trading setup, then we can wait for the price to pull back higher into the recent broken zone and then look for some kind of indications to go short in this market. This is going to be the probable setup that we can focus on gold. Next, we are going to talk about the indices, and in indices, first of all, we are going to talk about S&P 500. We are going to start with the daily chart. So as you can see, price is making high highs and higher lows, so it's bullish. Starting from here, we have the high, low, high, high, higher low, higher high, and right now the price is between this high and this low. So as we are making high highs and higher lows, so we are bullish. And if we talk about probable trading setup, then we can wait for the price to pull back lower into the previous low or the higher low of this uptrend and then look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the probable trading setup that we can focus on. We can have one more setup if the price keep falling, and give us break and close below the previous low, then we can wait for a pullback into the recent broken zone and then look for some kind of indications to go short. These are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on S&P 500 on the daily chart. Next, let's see what's happening on the 4-hour chart. So Starting from here, we can see it's a low, lower high, and then lower low, lower high, and now price broke and closed below the previous low. So as we can see, price is making lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour chart. So we are bearish. And if we talk about the probable trading setup, and we can wait if the price give us a pullback into the previous resistance, or you can see the lower high of this downtrend, then we can uh, look for some kind of indications on the lower time frame, which is H1 and minute 15 to go short in this market. This is going to be the first trading setup. The second one is if the price keep falling, then and hit this support zone, which we know that it is also a support zone on the daily. So if the price hit this zone, then we are expecting some kind of bounce, at least on the daily. And so we can find some kind of I mean, once the price hit this zone, we can go to lower time frame, and if we find some kind of a bounce on the H1 and minute 15, we can take long. And although it will be a counter trend opportunity on the H4, because we know that the price is bearish and making lower lows and lower highs on the H4, but we are looking for counter trend opportunities on the lower time frame. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on for our chart on S&P 500. Next, we are going to talk about US 30. On US 30, as we can see, price is making high highs and high lows. So we are bullish starting from here. We are the high low, high high, and low low, which is same high, same low, and then the price broke and closed above the previous high. So we made a higher high, and then the price broke like a price pulled back into recent broken zone, made a bounce, and again price is still into the recent broken zone. So as you can see, price is making higher highs and higher lows. So we are bullish, and we can look for long trades. Now, if we talk about the possible trading setups, then right now the price is into the recent broken zone. So if you find some kind of rejections to the upside on the lower time frame, which is H4 and H1, then we can take long. So this is going to be the possible scenario number one. And if this support does not hold, then we can also wait for the price to pull back lower into the previous low, or you can say the lower or the higher low of this uptrend, and then we can look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the second scenario. So these are the two possible scenarios on the daily chart. Now let's see what's happening on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, starting from here, we have low, lower high, low, lower high, and right now the price broken close below the previous low. So as we can see, price is consistently making lower lows and lower highs. So we can look for short trades. Now, we also know that this is a strong support zone on the daily, so the price can also make a bounce here. So we like on the 4-hour chart, we see two possibilities here. If the price keeps falling down and gives us a break and close below this zone, then we can wait for a pullback into the broken zone and look for some kind of indications to go short. This is going to be one opportunity or one possibility. And if, because considering this is a daily strong support zone as well, so if the price keeps soaring higher and gives us a like break and close above this zone, then we can wait for a pullback into the broken zone and look for some kind of indications to go long. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on 4-hour chart on US 30. Next, we are going to talk about the cryptos, and in cryptos, first of all, we are going to start with Bitcoin daily chart. So Bitcoin, as we can see, starting from here, we have the high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, same low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, lower, low. So like the price broken close below the previous low, so like we can expect some kind of downtrend here if we make more lower lows and lower high structure. So the price is bearish here. Now, if we talk about the possible trading setup, then if the price hit this zone and gives some kind of rejection to the downside, we can look for a shorting opportunity in that market. That's going to be the first scenario. Otherwise, if the price keep falling down and gives a break and close below this zone, then we can also look for a pullback into the broken zone and then look for some kind of indications to go short. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on. Oh, okay, these are the two scenarios, and one more. If the price keeps soaring higher and gives a break and close above this one, then we can also wait for a pullback into the broken zone and look for some kind of indications to go long. So these are the three possible scenarios that we can focus on Bitcoin on the daily chart. Now let's see what's happening on the 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. So let's see. So starting from here, we have the high, low, high, 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 low, high, high, same low, a high, 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 low. These two lows are kind of same. Then we made a high, high, high as compared to the previous high, and then the price broke and closed below the previous low. So as we can see, the price broke and closed below the previous low. But in order to confirm the downtrend, we need more lower lows and lower high structure. Now, if we talk about the possible trading setup, then if the price pull back higher into the previous resistance of of this trend, and then we can look for some kind of or you can say we can wait for some kind of indications to go short in this market. This is going to be the one setup. Otherwise, if the price gives us a break and close below the strong support zone, then we can also wait for some kind of indications. Like we can wait for some kind of pullback into the zone and look for some kind of indications to go short. So these are the two possible scenarios that we can focus on Bitcoin on for our chart. Next, we are going to talk about Ethereum, and we are going to start with the daily. So starting from here, we have the high, low, high, high, and then the price pull back into the previous low, or you can say the higher low of the subtrend. So as price is making higher highs and higher lows, so we are bullish and looking for long trades. If we talk about the probable trading setup, as the price already made a bounce here, but still if you find another pullback into the previous low or the higher low of this uptrend, then we can look for some kind of indications to go long. This is going to be the setup that we can focus on Ethereum daily chart. Now let's see what's happening on the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart, starting from here, we can say it's a high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high, same low, and these are the same high, 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 low, and then the price broke and closed above the previous high, and then the price pulled back into the previous low and made some bounce already. So as we can see, price is making higher highs and higher lows, so we are bullish. Now again, if the price give us a pullback into this zone, and then if you find some kind of indications and rejections to the upside, then we can look to go long. So this is going to be the probable trading setup that we can focus on the 4-hour chart on Ethereum. So that's it, guys. This was the analysis on the Forex, commodity, indices, and the crypto market. And if you are interested in finding out more trading setups on the daily, 4-hour, and the 1-hour chart, then you can also join our Telegram channel. And the link of the Telegram channel is given in the description box of this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you really did like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel in order to support the channel and YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. See you in another video.